Hi, welcome. My name is Cydney Sullivan,
And I'm Carrie Myton.
and today we're going to share our Rocket Your Success formula. It's the one that we've used successfully to help our clients blast through confusion to get straight to profitable results in their business. We're going to pack into about an hour as much of the success formula as we can that we've been teaching our paying clients and what we've seen work over and over in a variety of industries. We're not going to hold back. We're going to share what's helped us generate over $14 million in new sales over the last 4 years in the middle of a global recession. We're telling you this not to brag, but because we want to be completely transparent for this presentation. What we have learned is applicable to every business we've worked with so far, and we're sure that even if you think your business is different, some of it will be relevant to you. So first, we'd like you to know a little bit about us so that you can understand where we've come from. We've had a lot of success in our lives, but we've also had some serious lows in life to overcome. So, how do you think it would feel to lose $8 million, your children, your home, business, to lose your self esteem, your sense of purpose and calling, to be depressed, diagnosed with clinical depression, as you can imagine, frustrated because you thought you were doing your life's purpose and work and have no idea where to go and what to do next? Can you relate to any of that? That's exactly where I was 5 years ago. I had spent 20 years building up my wealth in business and real estate. And then after one really unlucky year, I lost almost everything. So that's where I was, and I felt completely overwhelmed and powerless until I figured out the simple secret to success in business today that has helped me create wealth much more easily and in a more sustainable way. And we're going to share that with you today.
And have you ever had anyone tell you over and over again that you're doing everything wrong and will never be able to sell anything? Feel like a total loser even though you're working as hard as you can. Have you ever been in business with or lived with someone who seems to forever be chipping away at your confidence and making you feel unsure and insecure of yourself? Well, that's where I was 5 years ago until I figured out the simple secret that I'm going to share with you today for success in your business. Since that time, I've gone on to achieving outstanding results in my own personal business and for my clients, and I'm really excited today to be sharing my success with you.
So get ready to take a lot of notes because we're going to share with you how to use your knowledge and life experience for positioning so that your ideal clients start seeking you out and finding you. We're going to talk about how to brand yourself, to get more clients, to make more money, to get celebrity status if that's what you want. Live a life of freedom, of joy, and have way, way, way more fun in your business. How does that sound? Woo! If you're ready to get started, then raise your hand and let us know. Oh, hey, look at the hands popping up. Yay, that's great. I love you guys. Okay, let's get into it. Now, let's go back to where we were 5 years ago and we were starting over. Both of us have been in business most of our lives and on our own paths to carve through all the mountains of information out there on how to be really successful and effective in business. Both of us had paid for a lot of business mentoring from some of the top business minds in the world. Collectively, we've been mentored or worked with GE CEO Jack Welch, Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, J. Conrad Levinson, Armand Morin, Laurel Langmeyer, Mark Victor Hansen, Jack Canfield, Jay Abraham, and the list goes on and on. If you don't know who these people are, trust us. These are some of the greatest business builders in the world. Between them, we're talking billions of dollars in business growth.
And we now use what we've learned over almost 50 years in business to mentor other small business owners and startups to know where to focus their attention so that they actually get results. So, just so you guys know a little bit about me, I know some of you guys have heard this, but just for the new people on the call today, I've been the secret weapon, and I've been doing a lot of back end sales as a strategist for some of the biggest speakers in the world, like Jordan Belfort, The Wolf of Wall Street, like Laurel Langmeyer. And I just personally, for example, for Jordan Belfort, I was responsible for earning over $1.1 million in sales in just 3 months. Just last year, we created over $5 million in sales from a database that most businesses would have left completely untouched. I like to call it turning poop into sugar. And you guys can read in between the lines there. So at 25, I sold my IT company. It was my first company, and we were turning over 1.5 million US dollars. And then I became a sales system specialist because the most common requests that I was getting from people and talking from business owners was they weren't making enough money. Even the most successful people out there, like Jordan and all these other people, would come to me and say, we just don't feel like we're making enough money. And they just weren't achieving the abundance of profitable overflow that they thought they'd see when they got into business for themselves. So, can you guys relate to that? Do you feel like you're not kind of hitting the profits that you want to be hitting? Awesome. Yeah, I thought so. So there are thousands of people every year who have a great idea for starting or running their own business. And most of these people don't have the courage to actually start the business. And then when they do get the courage to start it, roughly 90% of the people are actually failing. And it's not really your fault. And if this has happened to you, this is why we're here today. This is why we're talking the way we're talking today. So most of us are missing the key fundamental knowledge that we must know and that hasn't been shared with us. And if you're in business and you're not living the life of your dreams, it's just because you're focusing on the wrong part of the equation.
Like Carrie, I thought the secret to creating wealth on demand was to improve my sales skills. And I focused on using books to help my clients rise above their competition and myself as well. So many of you know that I became a publishing consultant and 9 times best-selling author. I found that success could be achieved quickly, but it did not come from publishing the book. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. Would you agree that writing a professional book full of great advice that showcases you as an expert in your field will help establish you as a more credible and authoritative choice over your competition, especially if they haven't written a book? Do you know that writing such a book also gives you fantastic clarity about your expertise and how to share it with others? Do you agree that when you back such a book up with a great website, strong social and traditional media engagement, and public speaking, that it's an absolutely winning combination for success? Well, I can tell you that I have seen many experts use this combination to make hundreds of thousands to even millions of dollars. But too many people we meet think that publishing a book is going to be what's going to make them millions. And frankly, that almost never happens. Only a small percentage of books are going to be really good and sell in the millions of copies. That's why it's important to know how your books actually fit into a total marketing plan, where the book is an introduction point to a strategic client nurturing system that includes an automated sales machine. The book, the logo, the advertising, the sales staff, and themselves are all simply tools. To give you an example of how this works, we work with many experts who use their author status to be engaged to speak to large crowds. While speaking, they invite the audience to sign up or text in for a free guide or copy of their presentation. So every time they speak, they add another large group of clients to their mailing list who have seen them at their most authoritative on a stage as a qualified expert. Those with a great system in place can then invite all the people on their mailing list to attend trainings like this one, or live events where a lot of you met us recently, or simply send them special offers. This is a basic example of a marketing funnel.
So I'm going to quickly go through the concept of a marketing or sales funnel. And for most of you guys, we just assume that this isn't new to you. But before we go too much further, we're going to quickly breeze through this just because if you've never seen it before, it's really important. Okay. This is one of the most important aspects of the business, and it's really important in what we call our success formula. And one of the areas we see most commonly left out or poorly executed by businesses who come to us for help. So the term funnel is used to describe a process. I'm going to give you the technical dictionary version here, but it's a term describe, basically to describe a process where you filter mass market, low level interest in your business, product, or service, and then take them through a qualifying and nurturing process that actually turns them into leads. So some of these people are going to be just prospects, some will become customers, and depending upon the quality of your funnel and solutions, you want as many as go through bound to the bottom of the funnel as possible, right? So ideally, when it comes to both the sales and the marketing funnels, they start at the top, as you can see in red here. They come straight down to the purple. And basically, you do this not only with sales, getting more money in the door, but you also do this from your marketing systems. So, with this in mind, you can work through what we've actually called the actual customer lifetime value, because the funnel helps you see how much people are going to spend, and then you can actually work the numbers out. So the customer lifetime value is really helpful for determining who are your actual most profitable clients. So to work this out, so everybody get out your pen and paper now, because this is actually really helpful. This is something that we do with a lot of our clients, and we're going to breeze through it, but write the notes down so that you can actually work this out on your own. Okay. So to actually work this out, you're going to estimate how much does the average customer spend with you per purchase, and then how many times a year are they actually purchasing for you? And then how many years would they continually purchase from you? So initially, you'll estimate the lifetime value if you're in a startup, but in time, you should have a pretty accurate idea of the lifetime value of your customers. And this is how you best leverage what you do from a marketing perspective. So this is what we actually came to understand 5 years ago, and it's made a huge difference for us because we've shifted our focus, and this major shift has happened in a way which we can actually bring our clients to the success that we've had today, and it's helped us generate the millions of dollars that we have done. So what we've learned from working with some of the most successful businesses and some of the most successful minds in the world, and then it's also worked in hundreds of different businesses and with different businesses that we've worked with. So this is really important in the new economy, and this is what we now use as a platform between the marketing funnels and the lifetime value to help us understand how to best leverage our marketing. So what we actually call this is the four pillars to a strong business foundation. So it's what we call our formula to rocket your success, the four P's, so to speak. The formula is made up of four components, and it's important to get them in the right order. So I said that it's important to get it in the right order. So this is the most common, challenge that we find is people do this. They like one thing, so they pick that one thing, but they don't do the other. So synchronicity is really important, isn't it, Cydney?
Yeah, and having everything, the problem is that if you get these in the wrong order, like you get a great idea and you immediately run out and you start, um, you know, promoting, for instance, but you haven't got your back end in place, it'll cost you a lot, waste a lot of time, and actually it could really hurt your business. And this is one of the things that we see so many people getting wrong, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So most of you guys know about all these again, but it's actually, it's the the refreshment of the material, and then also realizing where you're at in the sequence. So because we see so many people rolling out, we're seeing people struggle. So let's just quickly go through what are the four P's. So the first one is positioning, the second is packaging, the third is promotion, and then the fourth is your processes. So Cydney and I are going to go back and forth because we're pretty passionate about a couple each of us, huh? And then
Yeah, we got plenty to say, so
yeah.
get ready to take your notes here. So, all right, so let's discuss positioning. This is something that so many people are talking about today. Like you'll probably, if you guys are on, like going to a lot of seminars and you're listening to a lot of webinars and reading books, you'll see that everybody's talking about positioning yourself as an expert at the moment. And we agree. We think that it is very important. And if you're on the webinar and speaking circuit, good for you, because you know what? 90% of the businesses out there are not. It might seem in your world that everyone's talking about this, but for most businesses, they haven't got a clue. So this is what successful businesses have in common. We're going to take you through a whole line of things that we've noticed that successful businesses are getting right. They research their market and take the time to know their customers' needs, pains, and pleasure points. They understand the importance of and make the investment in developing a professional brand, a bio, and marketing message. This is where their book or their book series fits in, is with the positioning. Okay, so you should be thinking about how you're going to be the top of your field before you even plan your book. And look, I've even been guilty of this, but it's this is what happens with experience. You get to know that it's all part of a strategic plan. Successful businesses seek out and invest in relationships with influencers in their marketplace, and they create alliances to faster leverage their credibility and open doors. They use marketing and media to help build their status and exposure and invest in building up a follower base. And then once they're clear on their positioning, and only then, once they actually really understand who they are and how they're going to really stand out in their market, that's when successful businesses develop their packaging. They craft and practice their unique pitch to engage audiences and separate themselves from the competition. They have offers and products specifically tailored to their ideal market that feel highly valuable, irresistible, and desirable to that market. They invest in marketing funnels that lead people to offers that are relevant.
And then this is when it's wise to actually start using promotions. But we see so many businesses pouring money into paid promotions when they don't even have marketing funnels in place. So a lot of our clients were pouring thousands a week into radio advertising, and one of them in particular was actually locked into a year-long contract. So the advertising isn't working, and it's draining their cash flow, and it's hurting their business. And a lot of times we find this because they don't actually have their positioning, or they don't even have a package in place for people to purchase.
So the one thing that we see so many of these businesses doing is that they're not collecting the names and email addresses or phone numbers of their clients. And this one in particular, is spending all this money on advertising, but hasn't got a repeat or referral strategy in place, right?
Yeah, so the actual advertising, because they skipped over their positioning and their packaging,
Their marketing
and they
funnels.
just went straight into marketing so that they could hurry up and get clients to start making money, 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 money. Now, he's losing, almost $4,000 a month on radio advertising, which is just insane. So what we found, okay, we're going to talk about the successful businesses, not so much the not so successful. So the successful businesses have actually set up, before they start getting into their promotion, they've actually set up authoritative web presences to collect prospect contact information so that they can actually build relationships and they can build communities. They use marketing and media to actually get them access to major distribution networks. They use cutting edge technologies like social media, video marketing, and webinars like this one, for instance, to get greater reach and competitive edge. And because they've actually set up their positioning and they've set up their packaging, we're finding from a numbers perspective, it's the difference between thousands of contacts and leads versus one or two. And all the while they're developing their automation processes, which takes us to our fourth and last P, the processes. This is an area where most people drop the ball. So when we talk about customer lifetime value, if you get your processes right, you'll find that your LTV, as we call it, is going to be much greater, and people are going to stay with you for a longer period of time. So successful businesses have simple systems that control the client experience from the first sales contact through to a paid product or service, even after their sales experience. They just have a simple sales process that makes it easy to take prospects to clients, and they can plug other people into it. They maximize the results of their marketing efforts and collect the revenues in the most automated and leveraged way possible, always reviewing and improving on their systems and their customer experience. So you can imagine what it would be like for this successful company versus, someone who doesn't have any processes on the back end for a lifetime value of a client, and how much more profitable this is. So some good examples, and these are big examples that we tried to pick out that everybody can associate with. Apple Computers is a great example of a company that does this really well with their highly publicized new product releases, well-staffed genius stores, high-end products, beautiful packaging, and their free training. They have big budgets, of course, but they started out of a garage. And thanks now to the modern technologies that we have and the technology available to us in the internet, even very small businesses can have professional processes that allow them to process large orders and lots of sales. So, the area that we see most small businesses getting wrong is the actual automation and the processes and actually taking care and looking after their clients. And successful businesses, they know their ideal target markets, they know where they are, they know what they want, and they know how to sell it to them. What we find is the most business owners we meet are running around like headless chooks or headless chickens, if I was going to say it American, and they don't know where to focus their attention so that they get the best results. They might actually know about the formula, but they aren't applying it or they aren't actually putting it in sequence. So, is it okay if we give you guys some real life examples of our clients so that you can actually see the association from a smaller business? The stories that we're going to give you are really current, like some of them are even within the last 30 days. And we've
And
just
some of you might even be on the call.
and we've just changed a few people's names just to protect their privacy. So if this is okay with you guys, we're going to go ahead and share that.
Okay, awesome. So let's move on to Bernie. Now, Bernie doesn't mind us using his real name. He's a small business coach. He was doing everything that used to work to promote his business. He was doing the yellow pages, the deal site promotions, the contests, and the direct mail campaigns. But he could see that the marketing world had changed and prospecting had moved online. He thought the opportunity was for him to move his business online quickly, but that wasn't his area of expertise. And when I met Bernie, it was driving him nuts. And he'd be quite happy for me to tell you that the getting all the websites set up was really it was a bottleneck for him in being effective in his business. So we helped him get his sites up quickly and efficiently. He launched webinar trainings, and he's now making a huge difference to others and is expanding his business to other industries. He went from selling $20 programs to selling $3,500 programs by some simple modifications to his packages and promotions, and has now made well over $250,000, and his business is growing. So really didn't take long at all for Bernie. He was up and running very, very quickly once we got the bottlenecks out of the way for him.
And a little bit of a larger client for those of you on the call today that have a bit of a bigger business. Sound Therapy International, I met them in 2011. And Sound Therapy International, just so you guys know where they were at in the formula, they had great positioning, they had expert authority positioning, they had really good packages, and anyone would say that their marketing was amazing. But what really lacked for them was the actual processes on the back end. So this is just these processes, having proper sales processes and having proper follow up has made a huge difference for them financially. So just to put it into perspective, they were marketing really well. Less than 25% of their database was actually buying. They actually put a proper sales system in place, and they saw an increase in sales in their first week. And within the year, they increased their net profit by 400%. So that's a bigger client for those of you who have a bit of a bigger business. An example of a smaller client on the actual sales processes is a guy named Damien. And this is someone really recent. Damien has a transport business, and in the last 90 days, he has doubled his month on month revenue. Guys, the only thing that he did differently was he actually put in a computer system like a CRM that allowed him to record and build his client base. His monthly income doubled overnight and continues to do so because he now has a sales process in place. But what's even crazier is that he's got two staff working for him, but he's been working 50 hours a week and he doesn't even need to be working in the business. His business has doubled, and once he's replaced himself with a system, his business doubled. And now, putting the actual rest of the profit formula in place and actually doing a sequencing right, within the next 6 months, the business is actually going to be running without him. But he's got to do what we tell him to do.
Well, he's actually taking a vacation, which is a good start.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about Jenny, who's another recent client. She was trying to implement every type of marketing at once in her business. Now, I don't know if any of you guys know what that feels like. You think you need to have everything, and how do you know until you've tried everything, right? Well, she has tried everything, and she built up a client mailing list of almost 1,000 people in just 3 months of promotion, or 3 to 4 months. So that was actually pretty good, very good actually. And but all her efforts were going into selling a one-off $150 range product to a market that had a very limited lifetime value. The chance of them buying anything else after the first purchase was extremely low. So we identified that there was a different type of client on her mailing list that was likely to spend much more, as much as $7,000 plus from her. And now she can focus on creating products for that market instead. So just by knowing her ideal client better, she can massively increase her profits with the same amount of effort. And instead of needing hundreds of sales a year to meet her goals, she can focus on finding just a few of the right ones. So let's check in with you. Have you had to face any of these problems in your business? Can you relate to these case studies? Hopefully, we got some noise on here. Oh, it's Roz. Can you mute yourself, Roslyn? So let's just make sure that's. I'm just checking in, see if you guys are okay here. Um, okay. Got quite a few questions coming through, and that's great. We're going to deal with that at the end of the session. So hopefully, oh yeah, we got lots of. Okay. We got sounds too much like. Oh, okay. So too much like you. Okay, well that's fine. So let's. Okay, so we're gonna keep moving on now, and that's great. Um, so let's get through some myths that need busting. These myths could be hurting your business, and then we're going to give you a checklist to help you get your business on track to success. We're going to give you a step-by-step checklist to get your business positioned properly. What to do on your website, what to do on social media, and what to do everywhere else to start building a business so you can start improving the sales in your business. This will work for you even if you don't have a business now but think you would like one. You already have a business, but you know in your heart of hearts that it's not bringing you the results that you want, or you work in management in a business that you really care about. So you guys ready to get going? If you are, say yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Are you awake? Come on, let's go. We have a lot of stuff to get through, and I know some of it we're reading, and you're just going to have to kind of bear with us because we don't want to leave anything out, okay?
So let's cover some of the myths that we see all the time today. So first is if I build it, they will come. The second one is that I don't need a marketing plan. My product or program will actually sell itself. And the third is it's not what you know, but who you know. And I know that one's going to get a little bit of drama attached to it. So let's deal with number 3 first. So in today's crowded marketplace, it's no longer who you know, but who knows you that counts. So the good news is that once you know who your ideal target market are, with the modern technologies, you can actually promote your business and products exactly where they are shopping or browsing, which is awesome, right? So you can actually target your promotions to show up over and over and over again without spending a fortune on it. So these forms of promotion are really changing rapidly. So it because it's constantly changing, it's probably not going to be your core expertise, right? So we can't master everything, and you're actually better off to hire an effective team to manage this, which allows you to focus on what you do best. So what we've done is we've also moved on from the post-war days when a starving general population bought whatever new thing hit the market, right? This is called the new economy. And now we have globalization, where not only are we competing with competitors locally, but we're actually competing with people who are selling anywhere in the whole world. And that might mean in countries where they have lower operating and overhead costs. So so we'll quickly deal with myth 2 right now. If you don't have a plan, you're planning to fail. So I know most of you don't have a business plan, and you probably don't even have a marketing plan. And that's probably the number one reason you're not a millionaire right now, or even hitting your annual profit goals. So we've personally worked on paid consulting basis for hundreds of businesses, and we've worked in every industry from mobile phone technologies, beauty salons, real estate, compliance, safety, doctors, naturopaths. And we know just from looking at the successful businesses and the unsuccessful businesses what the profitable ones do really well. So we're going to give you that checklist. And we have found that the difference in what all successful broke businesses have in common. And we're going to tell you that in just a second.
Yeah, we're going to tell you about what the unsuccessful broke businesses have in common. So we told you a little bit about what we've seen successful businesses have, right? So we're also going to tell you what we found to be the 13 things that you need to get right. It's a checklist, and we're going to just give it to you. It's not going to be rocket science, but if you're not hitting your financial goals and living the life of your dreams, I guarantee you're not doing one of these things. There are 13 things that we see every successful business has in place today, and they're all lined up and they are all important. And we're going to give you that checklist in just a second. Ready? Are you ready? You ready to get going? Okay, say yes, yes, yes. All right, so lesson number one, don't be this guy. Listen, if you want to do this right, don't make these mistakes. Most business owners who are struggling and frustrated right now and wondering why they aren't selling enough are making this mistake. Most experts undervalue their own expertise and cheapen their brands as a result of it. And this is true for everybody, isn't it? Most of us have this problem, don't we? We're actually our own worst critic. It's not that we think we're too great. We actually don't understand the value of our own expertise and we give it away too cheap. So we're going to take you through another very short case study, another recent client. This is Danny. She's a marketing consultant and she's afraid to ask her clients to pay her upfront. So all her clients are paying her on a commission only basis and her clients collect the money. She'll take on just about any client and she hopes they'll perform their part of the promotion so that she can get paid. And guess what? It isn't working. It's like asking to buy a dress for a special date and then asking the store if you can pay for it when you get married. She isn't valuing herself enough to get paid up front for her expertise, and as a consequence, her cash flow is a disaster. So, lesson two that we want you to know about is that most businesses are cheap on their way to success. And if this is you, you have to really think about what it's costing you to be cheap. Most emerging businesses don't achieve the success that they want because they don't invest in the systems, tools, and speed that will help them be profitable quickly. They don't invest in the results that they want. They're trying to do it all themselves. They're building their website through a friend of a friend. They're doing all their own social media, or not doing it, as the case is usually, and they're not willing to pay for good advice. They're trying to make stuff up on their own instead of getting the success facts from people who have already figured it out. And I understand that it can be hard to know who to trust in this game. I can't tell you how many people have told me that they've wasted money on websites. I've done it myself. But I can tell you that we've now got a lot of really great website providers. So if you don't know who to go to, ask us. We're happy to point you in the right direction. It's very simple. If I told you that I had $10,000 sitting right here in my hand, and I told you that if you gave me $1,000, I'd give you 10,000, that's a really good deal. It's a really good deal, right? That would be a really good deal. And that's what people do when they invest in themselves, especially when they invest in really good advice and really good teams. And that's what we're going to give you a checklist so that you know exactly what to look out for, okay?
And number three, really bad businesses take forever to set up their systems. So listen, I know you think you have a great service, and I understand that. But you've got to understand that it's not about what you sell, it's about what happens after you put it up for sale. It's about follow-up promotions, it's about building your business so there's an automation and continuity and follow through. That is the most important thing. Which brings me to number four. So most business owners don't think about what actually happens next. They keep thinking that if they keep working harder the way they've been working, the sky is going to open up and money is just going to magically fall out of the sky into their hands and they're going to be rich forever. Then they start their businesses and some of them get lucky, but most of us figure out after a while that it isn't as easy as we thought. So as an example, we deal with a lot of clients who are authors that want to hold off on launching their whole business until their book is written or published. And this is also replicable with people who also have
I can't,
apps.
oh, and people who say I can't launch till I have my website, oh,
Yes.
I can't launch till I have a mailing list. It's excuses, guys.
Exactly. So we have to give them a wake up call to get into reality so that they start moving faster. So Mark Victor Hanser, author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, for example, said, "Everyone I meet wants to write a book. I tell them, write your book, do a great job. Now you're only 10% finished. The remaining 9%, 90% consists of marketing, promoting, developing products, and so on." Another example is Jay Conrad Levison. So these are authors because we know a lot of people on the call today are actually authors, right?
Or
So,
wannabe.
or
Hmm.
they want to be authors, right? And they're known. So Jay, as most of you guys know, is known for the guerrilla marketing brand, and he was fond of saying, "Some people ask me how much I made from my first book, and the answer I gave was $10 million. The book itself only paid $35,000 in royalties, but the speaking engagements, spin off books, the newsletters, columns, the boot camps, the consulting, and wide open doors resulted in the rest of the $9.965 million. So Jay actually went on to sell over 21 million books and guerrilla marketing trainings, coaching certifications, and other products. A book or a great idea can lead to a multi-million dollar business, but it usually won't sell itself.
And then finally, most businesses don't have an effective website, social media, or a marketing plan that supports the overall brand. In other words, they're trying to be cheap, so they hire their cousin Jimmy, who lives in their parents' basement, to build their website, and it looks horrible and it represents them poorly. And they've got a great business, and now this great business is out in the marketplace, and there are good people who want to pay them. They want to buy your services, they want to pay you for your follow on products, and then they come to your website. Oh no! This is an actual website of a business that approached me for help. He's in an industry that gets thousands of searches a month on Google, but if they're finding his site, they are not buying. None of his business is coming from online at all. They see the website, and you know what happens? They put the brakes on, and the phone never rings. The phone never rings. This happens to a lot of businesses because they have not positioned their entire brand to support the end goal. If that's ever happened to you, if it's happened to you where you launched a business and you thought it was going to be your $1 million breakthrough and the phone never rang, it's probably because you didn't have the success formula in place. You didn't lay the foundations with the 4 P's, your positioning, promotions, packaging, and processes in the right order to support your business and brand. You might have had one or two of them working pretty well, but if you don't have all four working for you, that's probably why you're not where you want to be today.
So listen, I'm going to have you grab your pen and paper and write these down, okay? These are the 13 things you need. This is a checklist. It's just a simple checklist of the things that you need to get everything aligned so that you can make a whole bunch of money and have a lot of fun in your business. So, number one, you need to get your branding done fast, professionally, and with a timeless, eye catching, and engaging feel. Okay, so a lot of times that means you need someone to help you along with the process and help you understand that your brand is ready even when you don't feel your brand is ready. By the way, I've never met a creative person who actually felt their brand was ready. And for you guys on the call, you know that I'm not a very creative person. I'm quite logical. So sometimes you just need someone to tell you that it's good enough to launch with, and after that, you'll find it's a natural process of evolving your business until you just get it right. But to start, you need a professional and appropriate graphing and branding package to actually communicate to other professionals and to your audience that you understand the importance of and you actually care enough about your brand to take the time to create one. The next thing you need is a really good marketing message. So you might actually have heard this being called a USP or a unique selling proposition with a hook that takes your audiences and promotes you and so that people can understand and relate and engage with it. This will help you build up your brand awareness and make it easier to convert your cold leads or people who just find you or people that you've just met. The more clearly you can communicate to your market the solutions that you provide, the easier it will be for them to move forward with you. Then you need a killer script to engage audiences to help separate you from your competition. Learning how to develop these scripts will make a massive difference in your business. So, here's really some really hard questions, okay? How do you actually feel about selling? Like, do you get excited when you think about salespeople, or does it bring up some negative juju and fruit salad? Does the idea of selling make you want to take a shower? If so, you really do need to deal with it because, especially in your first year or second year of business, 98% of your business is about sales. Then, number four, you need to set up a business website to engage interest, turn browsers into buyers, collect their contact information, and then you build a relationship that turns them into fans and into a community. So, I'm going to repeat that. Okay. This is really important to actually pay attention to. Your website is set up to engage interest, turn browsers into buyers, and collect information. And then you build a relationship with them. Okay? Then, number five, you need an effective marketing funnel that nurtures, educates, and warms up new prospects to create a desire for them to want more from you. You need to take them from that bubbly, warm marketing process to a killer sales funnel that turns them into buyers.
And then the next thing you need is a game plan. I'm not talking about one of those business plans that's cast in stone and is a plan to plan to plan. I'm talking about a game plan that shows you understand your market. You've worked out the numbers. You've worked out the best marketing strategies and delivery options so you hit your revenue targets and you leverage your sales and marketing funnels to allow you growth. With a plan, you can keep adjusting until you find your optimum systems and sales. Because guess what? There is such a thing as too much business as well as too little business. Did you guys know that? We've dealt with that too, haven't we, Carrie? Where people, they have a great killer, something works and they have no systems in place to be able to handle it, right?
That's right.
And that can hurt you just as much as not having enough business. You need to be flexible. The best marketing and sales messages are going to come from your buying clients. Many people in business think they know exactly what the brand is that they're going to be. But once in business, they find out that what the market wants is quite different from what they originally thought it would be. Paying clients will shape your message and shape your business. So I'll give you an example of what we mean by this. We've worked with so many businesses who find being flexible challenging. They get in a rut with their business and it's not working and they are stuck. One of the first businesses I bought was a long-standing deli. After I bought it, I found out that five much more experienced owners had gone broke trying to make this deli profitable. I'm really glad I didn't know that when I first bought it because I would have freaked out. But luckily, I didn't have any emotional attachment to the deli, just the business. So when a local came in and asked me to cater her party, a light bulb went off for me. The deli was in a very rich neighborhood, so I had a sign writer come over, paint my entire street front awning with the word catering in capital letters and my phone number. And within months, I was catering all the local weddings, office functions, Christmas, and birthday parties and making a fortune. Another example is a client who was finding it hard to get hired as a speaker on the topic of many books she had written. I suggested instead that she speak at her own events for people who wanted to write books, and she has now run several of these successful events. To be successful in business, you need to sell. This is number 8. Selling usually happens on the 7th to 20th touch point, which is how many times your customers have heard about what you're selling. This is one of the biggest areas that we see people leaving masses of money completely untapped, especially in Australia. There seems to be a cultural discomfort for asking for the sale. Sorry if this makes you uncomfortable, but we're in a recession. And if you really believe in your business and service and you want to be successful, get over it. You also need to deliver. This is number 9. Few things will hurt your business more than getting your positioning right, your packaging right, your sales working, and then failing to deliver on your promise. It's much harder to win a customer back after a bad experience than to get them to try something new. Remember that a happy customer will tell a few of their friends about it, but an unhappy customer will tell just about everyone who's willing to listen. And today, the reach of an unhappy customer is greater than ever thanks to review sites, social media, and other technologies of mass communications.
So, number 10, you need to actually do marketing that monetizes along the way. So, doing marketing that's actually making you money along the way is really important. I know that sounds ridiculous that I had to repeat it, but it's very true. So many people feel obligated to support whatever marketing it is because it's their friend of a friend and it's just not effective. So is it fun to just sit back and wait for people to come to you? No, it's not. It's not fun, right? Whether it's starting with free marketing or online paid marketing, you need to use the right strategies. This is such a big topic that we simply don't have enough time to go through every single way of marketing. But if we could go through it all, every option for the marketing in this training would be you got to do the right kind of marketing that can make a difference between the getting the 5 people a month or getting 5,000 people a month and making lots of sales and difference between that and pouring money down the drain. So with today's technology, our clients regularly make $50 to $100,000 from a simple marketing campaign. So if your marketing is not producing revenue, it's probably the wrong marketing. One of our clients, for example, was on a contract, this I mentioned a little bit earlier, and he was spending, close to $4,000 a month on advertising. And when we met him, and it wasn't bringing in enough business to even pay for the advertising, right? So now his business is actually supporting itself through all the free marketing that he's doing, and we were able to actually help him set that up, and it's not cost him anything, but he's still having to spend money on radio advertising that's not very effective. So number 11, you need to mind your time and you need to stay focused. We see so many people wasting their time getting ready or searching online or working on a business plan, and that's so cute, or tweeting and Facebooking, or all the Australians seem to love to go to coffee.
Yeah, they do that networking,
And
coffee, coffee, coffee.
that's right. And the thing is, they're just not focused on the important tasks that are going to make the difference between hitting your goals and then really wondering where exactly the year went. So I'm breezing through all this, but really from a marketing, like number 10 is really important, don't you think, Cydney? It's like it's such a big deal to actually stay doing marketing that is actually working. And then I would say number 11, minding your time, seems to be something that nearly everybody we talk to is wasting time on doing the wrong things.
Yeah, and we all know about shiny object syndrome, and a lot of entrepreneurs have it. Don't feel bad if you've got it. It is the entrepreneur's curse, okay? We see opportunity everywhere. So the trick is pick one thing, get clear on the market, figure out who is your highest lifetime value customer, and stay focused until you have that making money.
Absolutely. And number 12 is you need, and I'm really quite passionate about this, systems are easy to develop, right? But you need to develop a system that works the entire back end for you. So you don't have to spend countless hours doing something that technology could be doing for you. So most of our clients start out worrying about how much this is going to cost. And yeah, you're right. This part, it does cost some money to implement. But if it's implemented as a part of a strategic and a well executed plan, and it's done in line with proper marketing, it should very quickly bring in much more than it actually costs. So this is the reason we're giving you a checklist, because obviously you're not going to go and spend a bunch of money putting, or what you may consider a bunch of money putting a system in place without actually doing the other 11 all the way up to number 1. So once you have a killer marketing and sales funnel, an automated system is a must. So here's one of my clients, okay? I can't mention his name, but this is one of the best examples of why not to wait to get a right system, and how going cheap can really affect your business, right? So he had a great marketing funnel, he had a great sales funnel, and he developed, he developed lots of clients. He made a lot of money, and this was great for bringing in hundreds of leads, right? And we got lots and lots of leads, and we got lots of buyers. But for over a year, he wouldn't upgrade from his little cheap $50 a month CRM or customer tracking system, right? So we called the same people over and over and over again, and we lost clients because they were so annoyed. We had a great sales funnel, but we couldn't use it because the cheap CRM limited the way that we could actually sell. He missed out on at least I'm saying $200,000 in revenue, and we lost at least $45,000 a year minimum clients because he was too cheap to upgrade his back end system.
And you can have an excellent system for really only like a couple of hundred to 300 a month, can't you? Like, so, I mean, it's a very important part of your system. So, how much did it cost him? A lot more than it would have cost to
He
have the
missed out a
system.
zero on there, but that's all
Oh, oh, sorry,
right.
that's 200,000 in revenue. So okay, so really, the number 13 of our list is it really helps to have someone to stand by and guide you who isn't too close to your business. You know how hard it can be when you're working in the business to actually get clarity over what's happening and where your big picture is. So you can go at this alone, but most of the business owners we know are too in love with their content or programs, and they're not enough in love with their marketing, which is why you need somebody to call the shots and be holding you accountable for your own good. Now, here's the interesting thing about these 13. You get all of them lined up, and guess what happens? You make a bunch of money and you have a lot of fun and you impact more people in a positive way with your business. And isn't that why you went into business? You wanted to make money and make people's lives better, right? You wanted to solve problems because you weren't cheap on your way to success and you decided to invest in what works and you took advantage of this incredible opportunity to put the profit flow into your business. You guys, does this make sense? Does it make sense? So let me ask you a question. We gave you all 13. How many of you are going to go implement and do all of them? Raise your hands. Tell me you're going to do it. Come on. You're going to implement all 13 in your business? Okay, great. You guys are awesome. But how would you like to hear about a way that you can get it all done faster and have some help along the way? Okay, we got your permission to tell you what we can do for you. One of the things we do with our private coaching clients is we sit down together and we strategize a marketing funnel that drastically supports your overall business and brand. And since we started working with businesses, here's what we found works, and we've put together a special program that is an unbelievable deal for you if you think you'd like some help. We're holding an intensive weekend workshop for just a few of our clients where we're going to work with them to make sure their success formula, the 4Ps, are in place. And we'd like to invite you to attend this hands-on workshop in Cydney. It doesn't start at the workshop though. It starts right away when you join our program. And if you can't make it to Cydney, don't worry, we'll be recording the entire event.
But starting right away and for the next 12 weeks, we really want to focus on you actually getting paid. And this is often where I come in. Most people come to me because they're looking to generate money now. They want to get paid now. So, over the next 12 weeks, we really want to focus on getting you cash in the door, finding where you might be not doing your 4Ps properly, or finding where the cash is just sitting around and you just have to look down and start picking it up. So, starting this week, we're actually going to start the coaching and work with you through the success formula so you actually can start creating the cash in your business. So, in the first week, we're going to actually help you get positioned as a leader in your industry. Then, once you've established yourself as a leader, we're going to help you create packages that are really easy for people to actually purchase from you. Because the easier, as we know, as the easier you are to be bought from, the more money you're going to make, right? And the more money you make, the more leverage you have and the more serious you can get about this business. So we're going to work with you through your packages, and then we're going to help you create a really great sales funnel to walk you up to your 12-month revenue goal. Then once you've got your killer packages, we're going to give you some promotional strategies and marketing strategies to put people into your funnel straight away with the money that now is being generated. Then for the remaining period of the coaching, we'll make you into a sales machine. And this is my favorite part because everybody loves to sell. You just don't know it yet. So we're going to teach you how to close on the phone. We're going to teach you how to actually close on your emails and how to close online. This alone is going to lay the whole footprint and platform for you so that you're getting money coming through and you actually have a system on the back end so that in order for you to make sales, it doesn't 100% rely on you. You might decide that it's too much trouble, okay? Because we've had people who are like, "Holy moly, this is so much work," right? and it's not a bunch of work. It's just some people have so much fun selling, because a lot of people actually fall in love with sales when doing it, that they decide, this is the only part of the training that they actually want to take away. But because they understand the success formula and they actually are putting it in place and they understand the sequence, what they actually do is they decide that they just want to take the sales component, and then they'll go and work with other people in their businesses. And guys, that's okay. And the reason I'm even mentioning it is because the top wealthiest people in the world are either sales people or they're business owners. So yes, there's the highest echelon of the Rockefellers and all the
The
rest of
miners and all that
it.
kind of stuff.
But the
Yeah.
people who are actually self-made and making it, which is the majority of the wealthy people, that we're finding today are either salespeople or entrepreneurs. So if you make it all the way through the training and you decide that it's not really what you want to do or it's too much work, then you can actually go out and you can find a business or a leader in an industry or something that you really enjoy doing, where they've already got their packages set up, they've got everything set up, and they've got the social proof and they've got the positioning there, and you can just take what you've learned here and you can just take the sales component and go and actually align yourself and work inside of their business.
Or you can hire someone else to who, if you really believe in what you do and you don't like the selling, once you've got the training, you can just hire someone else to do the selling who loves selling. And then if after spending the 12 weeks with us, you still haven't gotten it or it's not working for you, you're going to come spend 3 days with us live and you'll get to work with us in person. And not just us. We're going to bring in one of our greatest assets, Ben, the $900 million marketer. He'll be there for an entire day to help you create a marketing strategy to take this 12-week training to another level altogether. So the first 12 weeks is going to lay the foundations to create cash flow. And then we're going to take that cash flow to another level in the 3-day event. So are you ready to be profitable and automate your business? Are you ready to let go of the dramas and patterns of behavior that haven't been serving you? Wouldn't it be great to have a coach to kick your butt and help you get back on the right track and help you change your life for the better? 80% of success is accountability. But here's the thing, because this is an intense coaching program, we seriously have only 8 places available in the program at today's price, which is just $550 for the entire 12 weeks and the 3-day intensive workshop. Once those places have been filled, we're raising the price back up to where it should be. So once the 8 places have been snapped up, don't complain to us because you missed out. So if you want to book in, go to rocketyoursales.com.au/success. That's right, the workshop alone is worth over $2,500. And Carrie nearly killed me when I said, can we make a few scholarships available for just $550? I wore her down. So,
So
you're getting 12 weeks of coaching included as well, and you're getting at least $5,000 worth of value for just $550. And why are we doing this when clients usually pay us thousands to work with us? Because we want to help some businesses who can't usually afford our consulting. We're being honest and transparent. We really want to help people and we want to remove the barriers to your success. So we're offering 8 scholarship price coaching packages. There were more, but they've already been snapped up by our existing clients, and now there are only 8 spots left. And to get them, you have to go to rocketyoursales.com.au/success.
So some of you guys are asking, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go through some of the things that are actually included in the program so you actually know what you're getting, okay? We're going to actually help you figure out where the fastest profit is in your business and how to tap it. So 30% of this training obviously is about sales. So you're going to learn strategies that are going to actually transform your business. So for instance, a lot of the clients that we've just started working with and we go into, the very first thing is if we can create cash with you, then we can start to build out your 12-month goal, and we can actually start to build in more marketing and more promotion to bring in more leads, to bring in more sales. We'll help you develop a killer marketing message to separate you from your competition. So this is going to actually help your prospects become clients. The media want you to pick up the phone. and call and really for you guys, it's all about getting people to come to you and then you actually being able to have an engagement system that actually goes directly to them. We're going to show you how to set up your website and your marketing funnel to engage interest, to actually turn the browsers into buyers, to collect their contact information, and then we'll help you design a series of preloaded emails to build up a relationship that turns your fans into future buyers and actually nurtures them. So the email templates alone that we're going to provide you with, they're actually worth way more than $500. These are templates that I've seen people pay copywriters for $1,500 a template because they're so effective. We're going to show you how to set up your Facebook profile and your business page for marketing and building up an engaged following, because there's an art form to getting engagement to actually turn into your actual clients and buying and buyers. Okay, we'll help you set up a game plan and stay focused and share how to manage your time and stay on the right track doing the right things. And we'll, most importantly, we're going to actually hold you accountable, and as long as you participate and come to the calls and participate in the coaching, we're going to be there to help you. And you're going to get a lot out of the group Q&A calls that we do, because you're going to get to hear other people and how they're going and what they're doing, and you're going to get to have answers to issues not only from us but other entrepreneurs that are also in the group. So the main thing to remember is we're going to actually, when you enroll today, you're going to get 12 weeks of coaching, and we're giving you guys the live 3-day workshop as a bonus. So you're getting 12 weeks of coaching, which is the 12-week turnaround coaching, plus you're getting a 3-day workshop as well. So let me tell you guys a little bit more about the 3-day workshop. Is that okay? Okay, good. So the day one is really all about sales. So it's focused on sales systems, creating nurturing campaigns, following up, and getting cash in the business quickly. So after the 12 weeks, we positioned the 3-day workshop. I don't even think we've given anybody a date.
Oh, we did on the beginning. Yeah. June. It's in June, guys. You got plenty of time.
So basically, we've got 12 weeks between now and June. So over the next 12 weeks, we're really going to be building your cash flow, building the business up. So when you get here, day one is really about that next level of sales. So it's putting sales systems in place, putting nurturing systems in place, and really getting amazing follow-up so that you can continue to get the business to bring in more cash flow and really scalable cash flow. Day two, we cover marketing. So what are the marketing systems that are actually working, how they're working, how to create a marketing campaign, and sorting out what strategies are the best investment, So this is where Ben comes in, and Ben's brought in over $900 million in sales for his clients with the right kinds of marketing. So we know a lot about marketing, and we're going to help you over the 12 weeks with the marketing, but Ben takes it to a whole nother level so that you can see where's the 7 figures in your marketing and how do you get those kinds of people to you. And then day 3 is all about positioning, and it's about content. So content must position you as an expert. So whether that's an ebook or a white paper, nurturing is leverage, and we're going to actually show you how to really nurture and warm up your prospects and position yourself as number one in an industry through your content and through the way that you engage with your audiences in a social level and on an external level. Now, this is a workshop, so we're actually working with you throughout the course, executing marketing campaigns, doing sales funnels. People are going to be selling at the event. And I teach, for instance, I teach the whole first day on sales and cash generation because I want you to be making money, right? And then Ben delivers the entire second day on marketing, and Cydney is going to be there delivering with us the third day on positioning and the content, because that's really where each of us work on our area of expertise. So we only work with a few clients at a time. So if you'd like to have our help, we're really genuinely only giving 8 spots away. So make sure you grab it, because I promise it will never be this cheap ever again. I had to, Cydney really fought with me about this, didn't you, Cydney?
I got her when she at 5 o'clock in the morning and she'd been flying for like 3 weeks in a row. But we just really, there were a lot of people that were coming through our sales funnel who really needed some help. And we wanted to see, if we could help them too. So we've made these places available at a great price. And we'd love to help you. We'd really love for you to come in and join the program. And honestly, I guarantee that if you come and you join the program, you will get results. You will get Our first goal will be to help you get your $550 back into your business immediately in a way that you can do it again and again and again, right?
Absolutely.
So we work with people for the long haul. We're always in it for the long term. And in fact, what we do is we actually manage a lot of our clients. So we're looking for success stories. We're looking for people who implement, people who get results. And it's very exciting for us, the people we meet when we do these programs. So if you think you'd like to come and join us, then please go over to rocketyoursales.com.au/success. So now we're just going to have a quick look at your questions, and we'll see if anybody's got anything that they
So Cydney,
absolutely need answered.
I've got the questions opened right here. So
Okay,
this will ease
great.
it up a little bit.
Okay.
So what if I'm in America and I can't make it to Cydney? What do I do? That came that just came through
Okay.
from another Eric.
Well, we're going to record the whole thing, and basically you'll get great value out of the 12 weeks of coaching. You don't need to be at the live workshop, but great excuse to get on a plane and fly to Sydney. If you haven't been here, you don't know what you're missing. It's beautiful. And but you don't need to be here in the workshop. You can actually we'll give you lifetime access to the training. So we're going to set the training up. We'll record it. We'll turn it into a membership site, and you'll be able to go in there and do it at your own pace. Obviously, we would prefer that people do come. If you're a kinesthetic learner like I am, then I need to get in there. I need to work through it. I'm one of those people that's very afflicted by shiny object syndrome. So if I love live workshops because I can actually get so much done in the 3 days with the experts. And for those of you who know that you need that extra butt kicking and that extra help, then please do come and join us. We want to have a full room, and it's not going to be a big workshop. It's going to be one where we all work very much on your businesses and make sure that you get clarity in the training. But the thing is that the 12 weeks of training should get you massive impetus and momentum, shouldn't it, from as soon as we started?
Absolutely.
Just from what we've
Absolutely.
seen has been happening with all the clients so far.
All of our clients right now, we just to give you guys, because I see a lot of sales questions coming through. So the reason I'm mentioning the sales questions is because a lot of people have lots of stuff come up around sales. And Cydney, I've just made it really big and opened it here.
So. Well, Pat's got a question. She tried to buy, and she must be in Australia or New Zealand. We've actually had to put the price at US dollars because we have a lot of people in the US, Pat. So it's $550 US. So you might be finding that there's an exchange rate difference. Just have to let you know about that because we've got with the Australian dollar going down lately, we've just had to kind of keep our prices at US dollars for now.
Yep. And so a couple of other things as far as the sales go, because I am getting lots of questions there. Really, we're going to work through that with you. And for example, most of our clients, like we've been working with clients just on a very small scale after a small event that we did in December. And we've had clients who weren't even sales machines, and now they're actually making money, and they haven't even been to the 3-day event yet. So the whole idea is for you to get in, for you to start making money, and for you to be in a position when you come and do the 3-day workshop, for you to actually really look at how to scale it up. So another question that just came through is what if it is what if I can't make it in June? So if you guys can't make it in June, we are going to be running other events. We plan on doing 3 more this year. So we'll be doing June. We'll be doing another one in September. We'll be doing another one in November. So there will be other dates. The main point of getting involved, it's not about the 3-day workshop. It's about getting into the 12 weeks of coaching. So Alfred's just asked a question. Do the 12 weeks of coaching have to take place? Alfred, I have a really special speech word right now. Consecutive. Consecutively, or can there be breaks? So really, it's the 12 weeks of coaching we're doing. We do ongoing. So if you fall off or you need to, if you're not, if you something's taking a little bit longer, we we roll you into the next thing. So we've had other clients who've come on board who, can't get to everything straight away, or they can't jump in, or maybe they have a holiday or they have something planned. We're not sticklers. We'll let you roll into the next coaching, because the whole purpose of the exercise is for you to be doing the 12 weeks of coaching and then come and do the 3 days. So if you can't make it, or you need to roll into another 12-week program, we can, depending upon where you're at in your situation, we're happy to make that happen as well. In fact, I just had a client who is rolling into another 12 weeks of coaching with us for that exact reason. So
Yeah. So, but this is definitely the best price you'll ever get this for. So,
yes.
and welcome to the people that have already bought it. Congratulations. Welcome to the program. Very excited to have you. So, the spots are they're almost all gone now. So, does anybody have any selling questions while we have Carrie on the call? Does anybody want to, get anything addressed, particularly with your business or, obviously, we're going to have to wrap it up in a little bit because we're all on the hour, almost on the hour now. So, what's did you guys get value? Did you get any good ideas? We'd love to hear from you. And Carrie, you're managing the questions. Anything else we absolutely have to address?
You know what? There are some questions coming in. If you guys have more questions, just for conservation of time, I would highly recommend, if you've got more questions, send us an email at support@rocketyoursales.com.au, and we can actually answer your questions there. We can give you a ring and help you a bit more individually. So again, I'm going to send this over here on the question screen on the chat box, so you guys can send us over emails. It's support@rocketyoursales.com.au if you guys have any more special questions, just so we make sure we run on time for today's event. Okay. So thank you guys so much for coming. We do plan on doing regular series of trainings. So keep your eyes on your emails so that you can be a part of it. And I am Carrie, wishing you awesome, awesome success. And Cydney.
And I'm Cydney, and thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you on the next training.
And we'll see y'all soon. See you at the event.
Good luck. Bye.
Bye.